Let's find out if honey adulterated with corn syrup tastes just as good as regular honey in mead. This comes up a lot where we hear that there is fake honey. And we know it's a thing. But the question comes up as, what difference will it make? Because nobody's actually asking that question. They're all saying, oh, that's fake honey, you can't use that. Why can't you use it? What difference does it really make? So that's what we're gonna do today.
So our process here is we have 4 different containers that are labeled, and these are glass half-gallon containers.
Yep.
But then we measured them, and to have a full half-gallon volume, it was going to go all the way to the tippy top, and that's not going to work for fermentation. So we have strategically placed our tape labels, at the mark that we're going to fill each. So that
which is 48 ounces.
So that way they'll be equal in dignity for volume. Now, this one that Brian's working on is going to be the 100% honey. The honey we're using is Struthers honey because we know it's locally farmed.
And it's pure, unpasteurized.
We can see the hives, we can see the bees, we can see the people putting it in the containers. We know it's 100% pure.
It's also pretty reasonably priced. Like really reasonably priced. But anyway, I'm using 1 pound in this, which should give me somewhere around like a 1.100 gravity. And we're trying to aim for that gravity all around. So I'm trying to be as precise as we can. That's why we have the tape marking where the 48 ounce mark is and everything like that to keep the initial gravities roughly the same. We're gonna measure them too, but I just wanna try to keep them the same. Okay, so that's the 100% honey. Next up, let's do,
25.
The next one is gonna be, let's get the sanitized fluid, because everything was sanitized in
The red bucket of sanitization.
The next one is going to be 25% corn syrup and 75% honey. So that means I need 3/4 pound of honey and 1/4 pound of, this is just Golden Barrel Products corn syrup. Got it on Amazon. Believe it or not, it's not really super cheap. So, I mean, I forget how much this was, like 15 bucks for 3 pounds.
Yeah, so for price comparison, it really doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, now we're not buying it in bulk like a producer would, so. But we just want to test the idea. Because I know corn syrup ferments, but what does it taste like? I have been led to believe that it doesn't taste very good, but other people say it does. We're going to find out. Now, we are in no way condoning the practice of adulterating honey. That's not what this is about. This is a thing, it happens, but as a typical consumer trying to make good choices and buy things that we can use, and you can use, how bad is it to use some of this honey? Is it horrible for making mead with? Is it good for making mead with? We don't know, so that's why we're doing this.
Do you want to go ahead and put the corn syrup in?
Yes. So that was 12 ounces of honey. So this is going to be 4 ounces of corn syrup. I looked it up, and in general, it's sticky.
Do you need me to do it?
No, I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Am I sure? No, but I'm going to try. In general, the specific gravity of corn syrup is about the same as honey. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. As in the solid, just straight up honey was 1.38 to 1.42. And I don't mean 0.38, I mean 1.38 to 1.42. And corn syrup was 1.34 to 1.42. So they're roughly the same at the high end. I'm gonna go with it. And this is thick with about 34 Cs.
Right, googly moogly.
Wow.
Maybe a spoon, I don't know, dangerous.
It does. It really feels dangerous, actually. But it goes so slow that I think I can control it. That is crazy. I've never really worked with corn syrup before. You could probably tell.
Yeah, I think it's typically reserved for candy making, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Well, for everything these days. People put it in all sorts of stuff. And it's funny, the talk of like high fructose corn syrup versus corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is usually only a few percentage points higher in fructose than regular corn syrup.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even that different. There's a lot of fructose in regular sugar. I don't really have a dog in this fight, except that I kind of want honey to win.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be better. But I kind of hope that corn syrup tastes okay too. Because think about it, this is a cheaper alternative sugar.
Is it cheaper? Like,
I think, yeah, I want to say I was wrong earlier. This was more like $13 for 3 pounds. Okay. That puts it about the price of like Costco honey.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, you know what? We are going to, yep.
Ew, it's just
It's like,
It's a lot.
yep, there's a bubble in there that's going to pop.
All right, I'm gonna take one for the team.
Yeah, there's a little on the side here. Oh God.
It doesn't actually taste. Oh, it's a delayed sweetness. It's weird. It's weird.
You got to break through the gelatinous layer.
It's weird. Not a fan.
Okay. That's 25%. I gotta wash my hands. You know what? Let's do the 100% corn syrup just in case we don't have exactly enough. That way we don't jip the, and we can jip the 50-50, but not the 100. So next up, I'm gonna do the 100% corn syrup, which means
Do we need to tear?
I need to tear this out. I need 1 pound of this stuff now. So that'll be fun. I swear this isn't slow motion. This is real time.
It looks like it's a
Semi-solid?
living thing,
Kind of, yeah.
and the twisting isn't helping. It's just making it.
Isn't helping what? It's helping me pour it better.
Okay.
It's not just getting all over the place. It's actually working. Because if I don't, now I have a big, big blob on the end to try to stop. See?
Sure.
Yep, there's a bubble. I'm going to have a problem.
Yep.
Jeez. What the heck, man? This is just the nastiest, messiest stick. Ugh. It's so sticky. There's no way I could ever... I thought honey was nasty to work with.
We were good with this one now.
That one's good.
All right.
It's good.
I'm going to bring this back over now.
Yeah. So I need half a pound in this one.
Pound.
What's crazy is this is 32 fluid ounces, which usually, like in honey, comes out to 3 pounds. In this one, I think it's actually more than 3 pounds. You teared it?
I teared it.
It's been teared.
It's been teared.
Does that mean torn?
I don't know. I'm holding this battle for you.
Oh, okay. There we go. Now this one is 50-50. I'm going to do half a pound of corn syrup, half a pound of honey. Oh, it's just so thick. Dang. And I think I'm just making it worse.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
I'm trying to get to 8 ounces in the container.
Oh.
I'm not there yet.
We'll just let that blob get in
I'm
there.
working on it.
Okay.
See?
All right. Well, it looked like you were trying to put it back in. I'm like, we're not there.
No, I was trying to not have strings and stuff everywhere.
Good luck with that.
Look at it's like spiderweb strings.
Well, aren't you glad you weren't a candy maker in this life?
Oh my God. I could not be a candy maker.
Makes you want to cuss.
Son of a bitch. This is nasty. This is so gross. I'm sorry guys, but this is not easy stuff to work with. So this is the 50-50. So that means now that I've teared it out, I need to add another half pound of honey. Got to just wipe it off or something. What are we going to do with that? We're not going to use it. I may have just made a mistake. Probably did.
Well, at least you teared it with the spattle in there, so it's okay.
Yeah, adding the water is going to be difficult. Well, I can add the water and dissolve it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, we're good. Honey is so much easier to work with. Wow,
We
that is
appreciate you
amazing.
now.
Maple syrup is even easier, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are different kinds of corn syrups, like some that run easier, and I could have heated it up. I did not expect it to be that thick. I had no idea. It's actually really hard to gauge because once you start getting a
The
blob
big blob,
going,
yeah. All right, there we go.
yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Now that.
Oh, that's that one. Did I do all of them? Are they all done?
Yeah.
I did.
We did each.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at that. Don't go all the way with the water yet. Just do some.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
This is warm water, and I really just want to clean off the spattle.
Well, you need this battle to stir, yeah?
Oh, it's so hard to stir. Can't imagine what the 75%. Oh, we didn't do the 100% is going to be the rough
100%.
one. Wow. If you see me making faces, it's because this is not.
If you have
Pleasant?
arthritis, it's not going to be a fun time.
Yeah,
so
that too. You know what? We can put more water. Put water up to about here, just before the line, because the spattle's taking up some space too.
True.
Now there's enough water to hopefully dissolve it well. What's really crazy is when I read on the back of this, like the amount of sugars and stuff in it,
Sure.
it doesn't add up. because this calls for 32 servings of 12 grams of sugar each, which is like just about a pound of sugar in the whole thing for 3 pounds? I don't think so. That's just not possible. Like it doesn't work like that. That's why I looked it up to find out what most corn syrup is. So this may be all for nothing when I take the reading.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, but the hypothesis would still hold true. Like, is corn syrup going to taste as good as honey, regardless of the ABV
Right, and we
differences?
still did volumes, regardless of whether the sugars are the same.
Yeah.
And we'll take the sweetness difference into account.
Well, it'll change the ABV at the end.
Yeah, but I imagine there's going to be flavor differences beyond sweetness and alcohol. That's what we're trying to test.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to find out. Like, does corn syrup taste nasty when you ferment it? Because that's what I've heard.
It tastes nasty right now.
It didn't taste nasty. It didn't taste of much.
It didn't taste of much. I didn't get the sweetness till like much later, and
I think it's because the body had to break down that wall of gelatinous cube to get to the sweetness within it. It was just almost there. It's just the corn syrup now. I can see like this clear gel stuck on the spout.
All right. Oh yeah, there's still some on the spattle.
Yep.
So I was gonna fill it to the line, but there's still some on the spattle.
If you're wondering where we got the configurations for this, we figured do a control, 100% corn syrup, do another control of 100% honey, and then I can't see where they would have adulterated honey more than 50%. And if they did, well, sorry, I'm not doing the other way. So we did 1/4 corn syrup and 3/4 honey and half and half. Figure that's a pretty good range. I actually don't expect those two to taste all that different. Don't know.
I have no idea.
I just like making guesses.
Going into this blind.
All right, give me some water.
Ready to the line?
To the line. Very steady hand.
Did a bit more.
I think you're there. I think you're there. We're gonna be approximately precise. How's that? There's no way to be perfectly precise. I mean, there is, but it's just not necessary. Do as good as you can. All right. And cross-contamination is just not a thing here, people.
All right, let's do the 25, whatever.
Okay.
Did I get the... I didn't
The only one that we're not going to cross-contaminate is after I do all the ones with corn syrup, we'll wash off the spattle. That way we don't get any corn syrup into the honey.
pure honey. That works.
Not that I think it would matter. Okay,
So you
need some.
water.
You can actually fill that one all the way to the line. This one is much easier to stir. This is the one with 75% honey. Way easier to stir. There'll probably be color differences too, because the honey is a drastically different color. All right, so we're gonna fill these to the rest of the way and mix them all up, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now I have all the corn syrup ones mixed. This is going to go into turbos to get sanitized so I can do the honey one. Okay, so we got our 4 brews all mixed up. They're 100% corn syrup, 100% honey, 25% corn syrup, and 50% corn syrup. But before, oh yeah, I gotta take readings. Whoops, I almost forgot the readings part. And I'm gonna have to sanitize this in between each reading because otherwise we could cross-contaminate, and I don't wanna do that. 1.100.
Yay!
That's cool.
So 100% corn syrup was 1.100.
Yep. Fantastic. I gotta make sure I pour them in the right ones. 100% corn syrup.
Yep.
To the sanitizer. Kind of amazed how clear the corn syrup is. That's like terrifying to me. That's going to make 13% alcohol. It's basically kill you though, isn't it? K-I-L-J-U.
I guess.
Just a sugar wash. It's corn syrup wine. All right, honey, moment of truth. It's probably gonna be roughly the same because I think, based on the calculations I did, that this should work out to roughly the same, within a few points of each other. Oh, look at that. 1.098, within 2 points of each other so far. I'm totally cool with that. Next up, 25% corn syrup, 75% honey. Now, unfortunately, I won't be using tilts for this because first, I only have 4 and some of them are being used. And second, I think testing along the way is probably better. So this is 25% corn, 75% honey. 1.100, consistent data. If anybody gets that reference, let me know. Next up, 50-50. I have high hopes that this is going to come out roughly the same because everything else did. If anything, I wonder if the corn syrup might be slightly higher than the honey, because the pures, they were 2 points apart, with the corn syrup being slightly higher. But measurement could be the difference there, 1.100.
Wow.
Pays to do the math sometimes.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Yep. So next up is we're going to add yeast. And we're going to add the same amount of yeast and the same yeast to all 4 of these. And that yeast of choice today is Premier Blanc, which should easily ferment to this range. I believe it goes 13 to 15%. It's a terrible, non-terrible packet. So I figure a half teaspoon in each should be fine. We're not making that much here, so hopefully I have 4 half teaspoons of yeast in here. You know what? I'm just going to do half of a half to start with. The amount of yeast really has no bearing on this test, but I want it to be equal anyway, just for that one guy out there that's going to yell at me that you put more yeast in that one than that one, and
So for those of you who don't understand why Brian is being kind of tongue-in-cheek about this, the yeast that you start with, that you physically put in, are just a small fraction of the yeast that end up at the end of fermentation, because those are going to multiply and create a huge colony based on their volume.
Mm-hmm. I'm just doing a little bit. Again, we're going to end up with just about a half teaspoon in each one, maybe just under a half teaspoon in each one. And we now have a little teeny tiny bit left for insurance yeast for something that we carbonate.
Do you need a little baby piece of tape?
I need a little baby piece of tape.
Baby. Baby.
Okay. So we have 4 lids. One of them's black. You know what? Oh well. It goes on the corn syrup. It's the control. Now we know why it's different.
This one, because it's yellow, goes on the honey.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Just being ridiculous.
Yeah. What matters is what's in there.
Oh.
I know somebody's going to ask about volume too. We still have to do that test. I've been told by people that did the volume test of did it in a quart, half gallon, and a gallon, and it was no different. So I don't believe that there's going to be any difference, but it is something for us to look at in the future.
Do you have a towel?
Piece of tape. I have a towel. What do I need a towel for?
To dry off whatever you're going to put the piece of tape on.
I'm going to tape this one.
That one.
They're all going to go in the ferment station, so it doesn't really matter. Can I have more tape?
Okay.
It covers half of it. Look.
It just, okay, you need the... Right, wacko.
I need it to be covered. 100% coverage. That should do. A little overlap is okay.
All right, I had to measure because
Yeah.
apparently I did it wrong.
I put it on all kinds of wonky anyway. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right. So what are we going to do with these now?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, probably for at least 3 weeks or so, because this is kind of a hefty gravity now, 1.100. And then we'll be back to take a test of them, take a reading, see how they're doing. Okay, it has now been about 3 weeks. We've just let these go. And of course, this one's bubbling. But we have here honey, 25% corn syrup, 50% corn syrup, and 100% corn syrup. As you can see by the color differences and clarity levels,
There is one.
yeah, it'd be really hard for us to do a blind taste test. So what we're going to do is take our readings on them all and put them into glasses, and we're going to taste them side by side to see if we can tell any difference. Okay, so let's just start with the 100%
I
honey.
am seeing some little tiny bubbles coming up, but I imagine that has to be degassing.
Yeah, these have got to be done. I mean, they were at 1.100 to start, so
We're going to check.
yeah,
Due diligence.
it's possible. Got new hydrometers again. Got 3 of them. It's 1 to use, 1 to lose, and 1 to break. That's usually how it happens. Very, very gassy. This is the 100% honey.
Oh, well, yeah.
Really gassy. Now, I haven't done anything to these. I swirled them the first couple of days, and after that, I did nothing to them. But it does look like it fermented reasonably well. Try to degas the sample slightly because there's some foam. But as we learned from another one of our tests, it doesn't really change the gravity reading. It just makes it hard to read. Looks like 1.006, which means maybe not completely done yet. May I have one of the glasses? Oh, they're not labeled.
Yeah, we're just going to put it in front of the
Okay.
vessel.
Put the lid back and everything else goes into the star sand solution to get cleaned up yet again. All right, on to the 25% corn syrup, 75% honey, which didn't clear either. The 100% honey did not clear at all. This one doesn't look like it did much either, which is weird because the 50-50 totally cleared. Oh, this is a bit clearer than the pure honey.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's also a paler color, which is part of the issue that we would have in trying to compare these side by side. This is sitting at 1.020.
That is curious.
So we may not be able to actually do the tasting today, but I'm going to fill the glasses anyway, just in case.
It's possible we might see a pattern.
Nothing decisive yet. Don't read into things that aren't there. All right, on to the 50% corn syrup, 50% honey. And if the pattern holds, we won't be doing the tasting today, but that's okay. What I am seeing though is that is some murky looking stuff in both of those glasses. That is just so not clear. Look at this though. This is crystal clear. So this one might actually be finished, which would break the pattern and just make it completely random, mass chaos,
Nope.
Cats and dogs living together. But looks like the pattern is actually holding. Let me get some of the gas out of here. 1.032. So far, the more corn syrup, the less fermentation has occurred. But that actually looks beautiful. Yeah, I mean, that looks like a dry white wine right there.
Yep.
Clean up. And last, but maybe least, is the corn syrup, which the lid is stuck to it. Oh, this is going to be nasty. One thing that's really weird, though, is it's like milky clear.
Yeah.
Looks like a Killiu, which it's probably closer to a Killiu than a Mead,
Yeah.
which all that is just a sugar wash, which is technically what this
It does not
is.
smell nice.
Oh, it doesn't? I can't even smell it yet. We can do a preliminary taste today if we want to. Wow. The pattern's holding. By pattern, here's what we're talking about. The pure honey fermented from 1.100 to 1.006. The 25% corn syrup went down to 1.020, 50% corn syrup down to 1.032, and 100% corn syrup is right now sitting at 1.076. Wow. So not done, not even close. I'm not sure that I even want to taste that. It's going to be so sickly sweet. I don't even want to.
All right.
So I think we're just going to put all the samples back, put it away for another week, and we'll see you then. So the last time we looked at this, it was 2 weeks ago. Let's do a check now and see, have they progressed? Have they gone anywhere?
Now, if you recall, we put the green tilt in the 100% corn syrup, and
It's not tilting.
Not tilting very well, so we may be getting a false reading on this one.
Yeah, because it showed like 1 point of movement in 2 weeks. I'm going to say it probably did more than 1 point, but
I hope it did more than
maybe.
1 point.
So first is the 100% honey. Okay, it looks like it's not clearing in the jar, but in the cylinder here, it looks great. There's some gassiness, but that's to be expected. That is 0.994. I believe we're going to be doing taste samples today. That's why I'm doing this. And we're going to, wash, rinse, and repeat in between each test reading so as to not cross-contaminate.
Make weird noises and turbos.
Yep, that is turbos, I promise. I edit those other sounds out. And then we have the 25% corn syrup, which means 75% honey. Not done. 1.012. Well,
I still think we're going to do
a preliminary taste.
preliminary taste.
Yeah.
Because I have a speculation.
I have an observation right off the bat. The 100% honey versus the 25% corn syrup. Oh, wow. Well, they're both a little hazy, but the 100% honey is more hazy.
Yeah.
So it did not clear. But it's still only really been like just about 5 weeks on these. So it's not that long. Since we've changed the temperature in our brewing room, we've noticed things are taking a little bit longer, but I'm really starting to believe, and we're going to do a test on it, that colder temps, longer brews, like longer ferment times, make better brews. I'm starting to really believe that. And it's just a question of how practical is it to make it cooler, versus just going with the flow. Yes, I know we could get like some sort of a chill chest and do it, but We have so many brews going at once. We need like 3 chill chests. We just don't have the space for that. Now this is the 50-50, and this one is
nice
the
and clear.
clearest of the 3. 1.030. It only went down 2 points. The 25% went down 8 points from the last check. This only went down 2 points. I think we are nearing the end of this test, regardless of what we want to do.
This is
The test is ending itself.
confirming my speculation.
Now, before anyone says, if you use nutrients, these would have gone further. That is possible. That is possible. But we've also done tests where we don't like the ones with nutrients. We don't prefer the flavors.
And that would be an additional variable that may skew our results.
Right. And I'd also like to point something out. Everybody says that honey has no nutrients, and a lot of people say that you cannot ferment pure honey. Well, the honey went to 0.994.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the corn syrup might be the bigger culprit for that sort of thing than honey.
It's also sticky as
It's a pain to work with. It's not fun. It's gross.
cement.
Yep. Makes a heck of a seal, though. Okay. We're also going to want to get the tilt out of there because it ain't doing nothing. Now, this is pretty clear. It looks like slightly cloudy water. I don't expect good things. Like, it may not have actually fermented, and maybe the tilt really can float. It's not touching the sides. So maybe? I don't know. Well, it went down a few points. It was a 1.076. Now it's a 1.072. Pour this into a glass. I'm going to do a little bit of math here. I have a feeling that the test is going to be completely skewed, though.
Yep.
And here's why. As you add sweetness to things, the flaws in doing that, in the differences, almost don't matter anymore. But we're going to do this now and probably just leave these for a while and let them keep going.
Yeah.
Or, I have an idea. We have yeast hulls.
Mm-hmm.
We could add a teaspoon of yeast hulls to each one.
Sure.
Now it's equal, and then see if it continues on. I think that might be the best way to go. But let me just do a little bit of quick math for you here. So on the lowest one, which is the pure corn syrup. By the way, it's the calculator teacher said I'd never have handy. It was in my pocket. The pure corn syrup started at 1.100, and then it's still at 1.072. Can't say ended because it hasn't yet. That's only 28 points times 131.25. That gives us 3.67. So I'm going to call that 3.6% ABV. Kind of weak. It'll eventually do the trick, but it's probably going to taste like sugar water. Then we have the next up is the 50-50 that started at 1.100 and ends, well, today it's at 1.030. That is 70 points times 131.25. That one's 9.18. So I'm going to call that 9.1%. That's at least a semi-respectable number, okay? Then we have the 25%, 1.100, just like all the others. And that's at 1.012. That one went through 88 points times 131.25, gives us 11.55%. So I'm going to call it 11.5. And then the pure honey one. Now this one went dry, so this is probably not going to taste the best. That's why this test is skewed, completely skewed. Minus 0.994. It made the most alcohol though, by a lot. 106 points times 131.25. That is 13.9% ABV. So, what does this actually mean at this point?
At this point,
today it's just a matter of taste it, see if
the only thing that we can say definitively is that the higher the concentration of honey versus corn syrup, the quicker it is going to ferment in this particular scenario.
That does seem true.
That is the only thing we can say
with any
certainty.
Yeah, can you put this over that way and then put that one over that way?
Because even the 100% corn syrup did ferment. Oh, this is just wrong.
It's gross. Yeah.
Did ferment out a little bit more.
Ew. We're just gonna leave them. I don't care if it seals.
I can't say that it is not fermenting. It is just incredibly slowly. I don't feel like this is an effective fermentation
No.
vessel.
Vessel. Substrate for fermentation.
Right.
The vessel is the glass.
The vessel is fine.
Yeah, the vessel.
The actual vessel. I meant the fermentable sugars and corn syrup don't seem to be
right.
making the yeast happy.
Just from looking at them, the prettiest one is actually the 50-50.
Yes, right.
That's the 50-50. Now that one is 1.030 and 9%. I had initially thought that we were going to end up doing this test today and we were going to just throw out this sample, like from the competition. But you know what? Due diligence, we need to smell it and taste it just to do it. Let's start with this.
So before we get going, we know, due to our readings, that we have two factors that are variables in all of these beyond the ingredients we used. So we know starting here and going this way, we have less alcohol present here and then increasingly more here. We also know we have more sugar here, progressively lessing that way. Yeah. So we have these two things going opposite directions. So because we have more alcohol and less residual sweetness in the 100%,
that's probably going to be the least favorable.
That's probably going to be the least.
Although that's probably going to be gross too.
Right. So
all right, let's just taste them.
So beyond the flavor difference, which we were originally testing of whether honey or adulterated honey with corn syrup has a flavor difference, we can't really definitively determine that unless we are smart enough with our brewing experience to get past the
we might
alcohol
need to just
flavor
sweeten that.
And the sweetness.
Could do that too.
All right, it smells like a mead.
It smells like a young mead. Yep, a little grapefruity.
It's got the funk.
Yep, are you gonna taste it?
It's got the funk.
We're smelling them first.
We were smelling first.
Okay, I think we should probably do that order from honey to corn syrup because if we start with the sweetest, everything else is gonna taste like crap after that.
I want to say they smell different. I mean, they should smell different, but...
They do, slightly. Well, actually, they don't smell different. They smell the same, just they smell in different amounts.
Okay. They all smell weird.
Yeah, they're all kind of funky. They're also, if you notice, not degassed. There's a lot of CO2 there.
Yeah.
So
back when we were first doing this channel, we talked about footnotes, and we offended so many people.
There's about 12 toes. In
but these are footy. So,
ooh.
Sorry if it offends you. That's the best descriptor I have.
What's interesting is the footnote, like the grapefruity weird note, is in all of them.
Yeah, it is. Which is interesting because I thought it was...
I thought that was a honey specific.
Predominantly, yeah.
But it is not. That's interesting. And here's the thing. Anytime we do one of these tests, we always learn something.
Yeah.
Right now I'm learning that the honey one has more gas than the others.
Which makes sense because it fermented more.
Yeah.
So the yeast had more ability to create the alcohol and the CO2.
Yeah.
And the other gases that they make.
All right.
So that's logical to me.
Yeah. So smell. Roughly the same smell. Maybe a little bit. I mean, they get lighter in smell. Like this has more aroma, and they get less.
Is logical as well because it has more gas. So.
Yeah. No. I mean, like it's the same smell, just in volume. It's higher here and lesser, and least.
Right.
Are we saying the same thing?
There's more gas in here to create more smell.
Oh, okay.
Less gas in here.
That's not where I was going with it. But yeah, that
smell.
makes sense. Well, let's get more of the gas out. I'll just fast forward through this.
Do I need...
Yep.
I don't do this very well, though.
Don't spill them. That's all you got to do. Here, I'll do it. All right, I don't feel like swirling these anymore. So we're just going to start. So here is the first one. I don't think we're going to enjoy any of these.
Are we still smelling or are we going to drinking?
We're drinking.
Right.
I just smelled it because it's a habit.
Okay. I too will smell it.
So it's super dry. Probably going to taste like crap.
You have that
actually it's sweeter
initial little bit of honey sensation, and then it goes into like a dry white wine sensation.
Yeah, very, very much a dry white wine. But it's sweeter than I expected.
And it doesn't have a significant, there it is. The bitter note is way delayed compared to normal.
Not bad. I will say that.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's a little watery. It's a little thin. It's a little simple.
Because it is.
That's what it is. All right, next. Now this is the one with 25% corn syrup, and it's much sweeter. So, see, we're just doing this to do this. Yeah. I don't think this part of the test really proves much of anything.
Right. But if going forward, not much else happens,
then this is where we're going to be.
Yeah. Still very watery.
Oh, yeah.
Has a little bit more of the sweetness going on.
You know, what's funny, they are 16 points away from each other in sweetness. I don't detect that much more sweetness.
It's just a little bit.
It still comes across as a dry white wine.
And it's interesting.
It's boring, is what it is.
Yeah, I like the dry one more. And is it possible that the alcohol percentage is what's making it more enjoyable? There's something about alcohol that works on your palate and gives something life and vibrancy. Yeah. We're learning that more.
So far, for flavor, there's not a huge difference, really.
Yeah, yeah.
They both taste like crap. Well, I'm exaggerating. I'm just being silly. Neither of them are great. And I think that's going to be a little bit of a bias here.
Sure.
And this is where doing an actual test gets difficult, because do you do the test and back sweeten and do all the things, or do you try to just be as simple as you can, eliminating variables?
All right, so I'm noticing something interesting with this one. This is where it first comes to play for me.
Yeah.
It is sweeter.
Yeah.
But I'm not detecting a honey sweetness. I'm just detecting sweetness.
It's just sweet. The floral is gone. And this is the 50% one.
Yeah.
The floral notes of honey are gone. The aromatic aspect that you would get, it's gone. You're right.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm not looking for a lack of honey. I'm actually looking for the honey.
Mm-hmm. There's 36 points sweetness difference.
And
it doesn't taste like
it doesn't taste that significantly sweeter. It is definitely sweeter, but not that significantly. But it is certainly lacking the nuances that we typically get with honey.
See, that actually doesn't taste unsweet to me.
It has that initial honey note, and then it shifts into like the dry white wine.
Yeah. Well, it tastes very plain. Like there's no flavor.
Yeah.
All you get is sweet and alcohol.
Yeah. So I
expect that to taste like alcoholic water.
If that is the case, then this should just be
blah.
Meh.
Blah.
But I'm going to look for something beyond that and hopefully be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I wonder if we might be able to call this test today. Or if due diligence, we just let it ride. It tastes like water.
Yeah.
With a
it isn't even
slight.
Yeah.
There's something there, but I can't really put it into words.
And it feels more like erythritol. Like it has a kind of a sensation.
It tastes like fake sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say erythritol, but fake sugar in general. Okay.
It definitely doesn't taste like honey.
The floral character is absolutely non-existent.
Right.
I'm also going to say something. There are 78 points of sweetness difference between these two.
This should be like crazy sweet.
It doesn't taste like it at all.
It is not.
It tastes closer to these two.
Yeah.
Like almost dry. And I think it's just because there's nothing there. It's just a little bit of alcohol and sugar.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste good. I'll say that. I would say these two are quite similar. These two are quite similar as well. Just the other way. Now, The real question.
Oh, I'm doing it now.
Mm-hmm. I take back what I just said. There's a 10 to 15% difference between these two, which is interesting because there's a 25% difference in fermentable sugars. Might even be slightly more. The mead, like the 100% mead, has more floral character, more like almost the earthy note that comes through from honey is present. Floral note, flowery, even a little bit of a fruit note. This one, it's subdued. It's much less of that.
So I'm just
and it just goes on down the line.
Right. Comparing these two, I had the same situation where there is a subtle difference between the two.
Well, you have 50% honey and 0 honey.
Right. And the alcohol difference and the sweetness difference, it all comes into play with the flavor profiles. But the initial reason why we're doing this test is to see if just by tasting you could taste a difference.
Yeah, I think you can.
And I would say, putting the sweetness and the alcohol percentages aside, the subtle honey notes are definitely missing.
Yeah.
The farther you get into corn syrup territory.
Now, this is also about adulterated. Some honeys, they do add corn syrup to. Some they add rice syrup to. I don't know what the difference between those two would be. We didn't test that. This was just, it was all, see, this test does a few things. First, we've been asked a question, like grocery store honey. Is it bad to ferment with? I'm going to say that's going to depend. And this is the best answer that you can give to almost any question in brewing. It depends. Some of them are going to be a little higher quality than others. Now, if they're adulterated with 25% or less corn syrup or rice syrup, probably, I don't think the difference is all that strong.
Yeah.
This is still, these two, I think, could be made into a reasonable mead.
Sure.
These two, I think you'd have a really tough time.
Yeah. Those are more like, if you want to do a kill you without using sugar, but why?
And this isn't even about how well they fermented. This is just about flavor profiles. I believe that way could still work. Somewhere between these two, the 25 and 50%, that's where it starts to fall apart. You might, if you did a lot of like fruits or spices, you could probably even get away with the 50-50.
Sure. I'm just thinking about the honeys that we've used here on the channel, and some of those like Kirkland's Wildflower, people are like, oh, that's crap.
That's what this is. This was Struthers.
This is Struthers because we wanted to have a known quality honey. And all the characteristics that we get from honey, whether it's fermenting with honey or back sweetening with honey, are missing the more corn syrup there is there, regardless of how sweet it is or how alcoholic it is. There's never been an instance where we've added any of the honeys that we've used on this channel and not gotten those honey qualities.
You're right.
Be it the earthiness or the floral notes, all the things that you attribute to honey are always there. So if any of the honeys we've ever used on this channel have been adulterated in any fashion, it has been very insignificantly so, because this test shows you notice it.
Yeah, there is a difference, but I would say like if it was a 5% dilution or 10% diluted with it, we probably couldn't tell much difference. And even if you could, how often do you get to do that side by side?
Right. So another thing that we were testing is the price point. So corn syrup really isn't that cheap
for the home brewer. Now, if you're a commercial brewery, you may be able to get access to a really cheap quality corn syrup, which,
if it takes this long to ferment this,
that concerns me even more.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know all the facts as to how they adulterate honey. I don't know if they do it at the beekeeper level or if it's they fed the bees corn syrup. See, there's so many aspects to that.
Sure.
And that's a little beyond the scope of what we really wanted to do here. I wanted to find out, because someone asked, could you use grocery store cheap honey that might be adulterated and make something decent? And I think the answer is yes, you can.
Yep.
I think you can.
That would be my answer.
With some caveats.
That said, if you know for a fact, not because Grandpa Joe told you, because his lawn person said it was, if you know for a fact that the honey has been adulterated or cut with a lesser quality product, then I would say try to avoid those.
Yeah.
But if it's speculation that, well, maybe, research it a little bit further and see how many sources are actually verifying that.
But the irony of all that is the very cheapest honey we could find was at Costco and Walmart. One is the Kirkland Wildflower, is one of the cheapest we've ever found, period.
Yeah.
And the other one was the Pure and Simple, I think it is.
Which has the
seal.
The seal on
These
it.
are both considered, if you look into them at all and go through the official resources, they're both real honey.
Yeah.
And that's the cheapest we've been able to find. Because if you're buying like sugar, honey bears in the grocery store, you're paying a lot more than you would pay. We bought a it was large. It was like 32 ounces, maybe 3 to 4 pounds of that honey. And it was like $12, something like that. I don't quote me on the numbers, but it was that kind of number. If I had bought the littler one, because we looked at those too, the smaller size costs more per ounce or per pound.
Sure.
So obviously, the more you buy at a time, the cheaper it becomes. And that's true with honey. That's true. Like if you go to a farmer's market and there's people selling honey, they sell it in like these little teeny tiny jars.
Yeah.
You're paying about $30 a pound. Ask them if you can buy 20 pounds.
Yeah.
You might get a better price.
Yes.
And that's the way to do it.
Right.
That's why at Struthers, we buy the largest container because it's the cheapest per pound.
Right. And if you think of it from their point of view, they have to purchase those vessels that they're putting their honey in. And so the smaller amount of honey that they are selling you, the more cost it is for them to provide that product. So I don't really get too irritated with them because I understand the other side of things.
That's the way it works.
It's just, that's how it works.
That's the way it works.
Now,
the more you buy, the more you save.
Regardless of what this test is telling you or telling us, if you have the means to support a local, honest-to-goodness apiary, then do so.
If you do not have access to a local apiary, experiment around with what you can find locally, okay? Because some of that is coming from local apiaries too.
Yep.
If you can't find anything that's reasonable or good, there's ways. Like Struthers actually ships. I don't know what they charge for shipping. There are other honeys that we found on Amazon that were pretty good too, and never had a problem with them. They're a little bit more pricey though. That's going to be the main difference. Honey gets stupid expensive, but we're kind of frugal. I don't think we spend more than $8 a pound for honey.
Yeah.
Ever. We don't. And to me, like we have some that cost far more than that people have sent us, and we're really frugal with how we use them. I like to use a cheap honey, like use your grocery store honey to make the mead, and then use a more expensive honey to sweeten the mead.
Right, and that way you retain the nuances of the more expensive honey without bursting your budget.
And the difference, here's the thing. At a homebrew level, we are not trying to make perfect brews. We're just trying to make good brews. So that's our goal. I want something that I'm happy to drink. Does it matter if I can make it 10% better?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes. If it's not good, then 10% is a huge difference.
Yeah.
But if it's already, I like this is good, would 10% better make me enjoy it that much more to justify the cost of spending 3 to 4 times the amount? And that's where it's like all this balancing act between how much do you want to spend and how much are you going to enjoy it.
Right. At the end of the day, that's your call.
Yep.
So at this point, do you want to throw the yeast holes in here and see if they do anything, or are you...
Based on that taste, no.
Done. He's done.
I'm done. Because here's the thing. Even if they all fermented out to that 13 or 14%, I really don't think the corn syrup is going to taste anywhere near as good as the pure honey. And we saw the differences. We were able to see past the sweetness levels and the alcohol levels. And this tastes like crap. I'm not drinking that.
If anything, this test has shown me that I do not want to ferment with corn syrup.
Yeah. Like we have a partial container still that I think I'm just going to throw away. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not that good. It's also gross to work with. It's so sticky.
So sticky. It's creating a mess.
It's my nightmare.
In this fermenter.
Yeah.
It doesn't bring anything to the party flavor-wise.
No.
And it
takes away
slow to ferment. To the point that I'm questioning if it actually is going to ferment dry. I don't think so.
I don't think it would. I mean, we might get the 25% one to come down a couple more points, but that's about as far as I think any of them are going to go. And this is sticky now.
Yep.
That's what's
Everything's sticky.
Everything's sticky.
Everything's sticky.
So, calling it. This test is done. What did we prove? Real honey is best.
Yep.
But you can get away with some amount of adulteration if that's all you can find. But you really need to experiment for yourself.
Yeah.
Like for us, I would probably try different honeys that we can get in various places.
Right.
See which one we like best and use that.
If we tested the straight honey off of a spoon without fermentation and tested the corn syrup off of a spoon,
I have done that.
We would notice the difference, and it would be reflected to what we did after they got fermented.
Precisely.
So if you buy honey and you taste it and it tastes like honey, it smells like honey, it looks like honey, it's probably, mostly at least, honey.
Yep. And it's probably good enough to make a brew with.
Yep.
And that's the thing. if it's good enough to make a brew with, then it's good enough. And that was really the question that needed to be answered.
Yeah.
Is it good enough? And I'm going to say, with some experimentation, probably okay to make a brew with. It's still going to ferment, as you can see.
So this is a possible, maybe, sort of.
Yeah, there's no conclusion here. This is just research. We might have to revisit something along these lines at some point.
Did you find this test informational, entertaining? Did it get you any questions answered? Let us know in the comments below. And if there's something further you want us to test that's within reason, let us know that as well.
As always, guys, thanks so much for watching and have a great day.
Bye-bye.